Hydrogen.
Hydrogen.
The wonders of hydrogen.
It's the magic fuel that can power our cars, trucks, trains, ships and planes. We can even make steel with it, and the best thing...
The only byproduct of consuming that fuel is water again and the energy that comes with it.
About 95% of global hydrogen production relies on fossil fuels. The shift towards renewable energy sources is essential to the energy transition and a key factor in producing green hydrogen. Powered 100% by renewables, primarily from wind or solar power, the process of electrolysis splits the water molecules to create green hydrogen and oxygen. When voltage is applied, hydrogen is produced at the cathode and oxygen at the anode. This means hydrogen can be stored and transported by truck or train to power maritime cargo ships or fuel cell vehicles on land, such as buses, cars and trucks. In the future, hydrogen can replace fossil fuels for all transport.
As the world is slowly waking up to the climate crisis, companies and entire countries are committing to not only reduce emissions, but to reach
Net zero.
Zero emission.
Net zero.
Hi, my project topic is H2O Impact on Age for the Xylem Global Student Innovation Challenge 2023. My name is Angela Guluwa. I'm a final level student of electrical electronics engineering at Olabisi University in Nigeria. So, firstly, for the first question, we analyze the water impact of green hydrogen production for Netherlands with the data sets provided, and the total number of announced capacity for the power plant has about 23,266.7 gigawatts for the proposed hydrogen projects. The installed electricity capacity in the Netherlands as of 2020 has combustion fuel to be about 24,000 megawatts, which consists of about 57% of the installed electricity capacity in the Netherlands. This will produce a lot of CO2 emissions, which will, as of 2021, it has about 418 grams of carbon dioxide per kilowatt hour generated, which in turn affects human biodiversity and the environment at large. So the net water impact of green hydrogen production in the land depends on several factors, which include the source of water used for electrolysis, the efficiency of the electrolysis, and the treatment and disposal of the resulting wastewater. The second question now, we do some calculations, which is the volume of water used, the electrolysis efficiencies in megawatts, electrical, and the likes. Then we check for the net water impact of green hydrogen in the land. We have potential net impacts, which is the environmental impact, the economical impact, the energy security impact, and the technological impacts. For instance, technological impact is talking about the development of green hydrogen technology, which can drive innovation and technological advancements in renewable energy sectors, leading to a new breakthrough in energy storage and production. The second question was talking about quantifying the water impact of full-scale green hydrogen adoption. So we analyzed the data and we got that, assuming an average water usage of 9 liters of water per kilogram of hydrogen produced, by 2025 we'll be having 105 megatons H2, which 945 billion liters of water will be used to generate. Then by 2050, 2.5 trillion liters of water will be used to generate 250 megatons of hydrogen. Also, the third question was the implication of green hydrogen adoption on the main industries in terms of water requirement and greenhouse gas emission. So for the steel industry, using hydrogen instead of coke in the steel industry can significantly reduce water usage and greenhouse gas emission. Currently, the steel industry has about 7% of global emission in CO2, and hydrogen can actually be used to reduce this significantly. For the transportation industry, hydrogen also can be used for transportation because the transportation industry has about 40% of global emission. Therefore, agricultural industry, it has significant contribution to greenhouse gas emission, accounting for about 10% of global emissions. So by reducing this CO2 emissions from the agricultural industry, we can use hydrogen to power farm machineries such as tractors, reducing the reliance on fossil fuels, and thereby reducing the greenhouse gas emission. Then for the fourth question, we worked on various innovations at very early stage that are attempting to produce green hydrogen using less water-intensive method. For this, we use the polymer electrolyte membrane, which is a promising technology. It has the importance for zero emission, which is very high. Then the water impacts. Meeting the deployment targets announced by various countries will likely increase the water demand for hydrogen production. But for the case of Netherlands has enough water for about 26%, so there won't be a lot of concentration on Netherlands. The economic visibility was also considered for green hydrogen production through electrolysis, depending on several factors, which will include the cost of electricity, the cost of electrolysis, and the technology used. Also, for the fifth question, we worked on 9% of green hydrogen projects planned up until 2030 as declared their water sources. So we researched on opportunities for the water sector to sustain green hydrogen production. Firstly, we can use of non-potable water sources. So the option is to use non-potable water sources such as treated wastewater, the brackish water, or the seawater for hydrogen production. Secondly, we can use water recycling and reuse. Another option is to implement water recycling and reuse system in energy production facilities. This can reduce the overall water consumption of the process and minimize the need for additional water resources. Also, the co-location with renewable energy sources, which facilitates renewable energy sources such as wind and solar that can be also used as a viable solution. So this allows for the use of water-free electrolysis technology such as the PEMs, which is the proton exchange membrane. Then fourth, we can use water efficient technology. So the need of development of